The next method of finding the square root of any number is by guessing the units and tens digit. Now we already know what are the digits which when present in the unit place that will tell us whether the given number is a square or not. So 2, 3, 7, 8. So if these 4 digits are present in the unit place, the given number will not be a square. But if the other digits are present other than this 2, 3, 7, 8, the given number may or may not be a square. Now let us check. Let us take one example as 484. Now check the last digit 4. Will it be a square? Yes. Which digits will have 4 at its units place when you take it square? So if the digit is having 2 at its unit place and if the digit is having 8 at its unit place. Okay, so if it is having 2, so you know 2 square is 4. If it is 8, 8 square is 64. So any one of the among this will be present in the units place, only units place. Okay, so I have found the digit which can be present at the units place. What is my next part? The next part is once you found out the digit at the units place, cancel the units and tens place digit. Okay, so units and tens place digit. Now whatever number is present, check whose square is it. Yes, either it will be a square, and if it is not square you have to check the value which is less than that. Now here directly, since 4 is a square, it is square of what? 4 is square of 2, so it is square of 2. So here it will be either 22 or it will be either 28. So among 22 and 28, 484 will be square of what? 22 or 28? Yes. How will you find then? I don't know. I have just now got two values that 484 will be square of either 22 or 28. But whose square it is exactly? How can we find? Now let us check the last values. Now here 20. What is square of 20? 400. Here 30. What is square of 30? 900. Now 484 is nearer to 400 or 900? It is nearer to 400. So hence it will be square of 22. Okay, so this way you have to find by just guessing the digits. Now let us take one more example. From one example maybe you will not understand. So what we have done, first of all you check for the last digit. From that you will come to know what can be the digit at the units place. Then you cancel out unit and tens place digit. Now whatever number is present, whose square it is, you have to take the nearer square. Okay, and then you will get two values. Now out of that two values, which square it is, you consider the ends, that is 20 and 30. So since 20 square is 400, 30 square is 900, so 484 is nearer to 20 or 400, and hence it will be square of 22. Let us take one more example. Now just now we have found out square of 2601. Let us check the same value, 2601. Now which digit is present in the units place? 1. Now will it be a square? Yes. Now which numbers will have 1 as a square in its units place? If they are having 1 in the unit place, or if they are having 9 at the units place, because 1 square is 1, 9 square is 81, so both will have 1. Okay, next part, cancel the units and tens place digit. Now you are left with 26. Now find the square which is nearer to square of this. Okay, nearer, and also it should be less than. Either it should be equal to or either it should be less than. In my previous case it was 4 which was equal to. It was square of 2, so directly I have written it 2. But here the number is 26. So I have to find a number which is square, which is equal to 26 or which is less than. Now which is the square which is less than 26, because 26 is not a square, it is 25. Okay, so the less than square is 25. Now 25 is square of which number? It is square of 5. It means here your digit will be either 51 or 59. Okay, So did you understand how do we get it 5 here? You have to find the nearest square and take its square root. Nearest square is 25. 25 square root is 5. So the number will be either 59 or 51 or 59. Now whether it will be 51 or 59, how we'll decide? Again by the same method. Take square of 50 and take square of 60. Now square of 50 is 2500, whereas square of 60 is 3600. Okay, so now 2601 is nearer to 2500 or 3600. It is nearer to 2500. So definitely it will be 51 will be square root of 2601. Okay, so this way you have to find. So if you have to write down or if you have to note down the steps, first step, depending on the unit digits, decide what will be the unit digit. Second step, cancel out units and tens place digit. Third step, consider the remaining digits. Find the square which is either equal to or less than that. Once you got the value which is less than whose square it is, that digit will be present at the tens place. Now you will get two possible values. Now out of that two possible values, which value is the right one? Check by the extremes one, that is within which bracket, because everybody knows the square of 50, 60, 70, 80. So by that way you can calculate its square, and the number which is nearer to which value will tell you whose square is it. One more example let us take. Suppose the example is 7569. 7569. Now what is the digit present at the units place? 9. So 9 is having 9 is present in the units place of the square of two numbers, that is either 3 or 7. Okay, so I have got the unit digit. Now next step, cancel out the units and tens place digit. Now 75. I want a square which is equal to or less than this. Square of 7, 49. Square of 8, 64. Square of 9, 81. So 81 is greater than that. Square of 8 is 64. So the nearest square will be 64, which is square of 8. So my number will be either 83 or 87. Now how I will decide? Take square of 80 and take square of 90. What is square of 80? 6400. What is square of 90? 8100. Now 7569 is nearer to which value? This one or this one compared. So it is nearer to this value, and hence the square root of 7569 will be 87. Okay, so by this way you can find the square roots by guessing the digits at the units and tens place. The third method is by successive subtraction. Now as we know the property which says any square number can be represented as sum of the first odd numbers. For example, if I have to find the square of 5, it can be represented as sum of first 5 odd numbers. Okay, so if you can write any square as sum of the odd numbers, if you have to find its square root, you will just do its opposite. For finding the square, if you are adding the odd numbers, for finding the square roots, you will be subtracting the odd numbers. And if after subtraction at one point you are getting the answer at 0, then it will be a square, or else it will not be a square. Now how? Let us take the number 225. Okay, I have to find its square root. So what I will start with, the first odd number, 225 minus 1. What do I get? I get 224. Next, the next odd number, which is 3, which is equal to 2, 2, 1. 2, 2, 1 minus next one 5. So it will be 6, 1, 2. 2, 1, 6 minus next odd number 7. It will be 9, 0, 2. 2, 0, 9 minus 9. It will be 200. 200 minus 11. It will be 9, 2, 8, 189. 189 minus 13. 6, 7, 1. 176 minus 15. 161. 161 minus 70. I am just subtracting the every next odd number. So 4, 2, 4, 144. 144 minus 90. 5, 2, 1. 125 minus 21. 4, 0, 1. 104 minus 23. So 1, 8. 81 minus 25. 6, 5. 56 minus 27. It will give me 9, 2, 29. So 29 minus 29, it will give me 0. So as you can see, at one step I have got the subtraction as 0. Fine. But then how do I know whose square root it is or whose square it is? Count how many subtractions you have done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Which means 225 or square root of 225 is 15. Okay, so this is the successive subtraction method. Why? Because as we know, all the squares can be represented as the sum of odd numbers. So by that property, if we go on subtracting the odd numbers one by one serially, then one point you will get the answer as 0 if the number is a square, and the number of times you have done the subtraction, that will give you the square root value. Now since here I have subtracted the number 15 times, hence it will be its square root will be 15. Now as you can see, I have purposely taken a bigger number. So for finding its square root, if the square root is 15, I have to do the 15 successive subtraction. What if the square root is 25? You have to do it 25 successive subtractions. So definitely this method is not feasible if the numbers are too big. If the numbers are small enough, in that case you can find it easily by the successive subtraction. But if the numbers are too big, it is not feasible to make use of this method. So in that case you can go for the prime factorization, and there is one more method. It is called as long division method.